inequality and human rights. Income inequality refers to the degree of income to which a population's total income is distributed in an unequal manner. What does severe income inequality have to do with human rights, you ask? As money is the primary means by which populations allocate and distribute valuable resources, the distribution of income therefore determines the extent to which families and individuals have access to the resources required to fully exercise their human rights. Therefore, as income inequality increases within a population, as the income gap between the rich and the poor gets wider, so too does the disparity between those who can afford to exercise their human rights and those who cannot. On a global scale, this means that those who suffer from severe income inequality also suffer from a severe lack of human rights, which is to say that severe income inequality is a violation of human rights.
Cause or consequence. In designing solutions at the local level for global issues, such as human rights violation, our first task is to define the issue as cause or consequence. If the issue we are looking at is the cause of the consequence, then we've already found the best point for which to design our solution. However, if the issue we are investigating is a consequence, we then need to search back up the line of causes in order to identify the root of the problem, i.e., the main cause of the consequence. For example, in looking at an issue such as ocean pollution, we will first want to ask ourselves if the pollution is the cause of the problem or the consequence of the problem. From the perspective of the fisherman catching dead fish from the ocean pollution is probably going to be the cause of the consequence of him not being able to feed his children. However, for our perspective, we would probably consider ocean pollution to be a consequence, from which we would then seek to identify the cause in order to specifically target our solution at the root of the problem.
开始。
In severe income inequality, a violation of human rights. In the beginning of this article, we read that those who suffer from severe income inequality also suffer from a severe lack of human rights, which is to say that severe income inequality is a violation of human rights. To test this hypothesis, we are able to use the data in chart and graphs to compare measurement of income inequality with measurement associated with human rights violations. Measuring inequality. The most popular method of measuring inequality utilizes the Gini index, which is also sometimes called the Gini coefficient. Although the formulas used to create the Gini index may seem somewhat complex, the key to using this information to measure any form of inequality is to understand how to read the charts. Thus, we are first going to familiarize ourselves with the Gini index just enough to understand the information provided in chart, and then we are going to compare this to measurements associated with human rights violations. If we find that as income inequality within populations increases, human rights abuse also increases, then this would serve as evidence to support the hypothesis that those who suffer from severe income inequality also suffer as a consequence of income inequality from a lack of human rights.
Reading the charts. In Figure 1, while the vertical straight up and down line represents the percentage of a population's total income earnings, the horizontal line at the bottom represent the percentage of the population that receives the income. Area B, the space in between the Lorentz curve and the line of equality represents the extent to which income is unequally distributed, i.e.,